welcome back to Sit Fearlessly. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be in the studio. I've been here behind the scenes recently, but it feels so good to be back in front of the camera and doing our thing. I'm so excited. And today is Halloween. When this airs, it will be past Halloween, but it's so crazy that today's Halloween because I literally have thought about this the whole day and thinking like, is it Halloween? Like, this is so strange. When you have grown children, you don't even think about these holidays anymore. So happy Halloween, and I hope all the kiddies are having a fun and safe Halloween. And everyone, adults, have a fun and safe Halloween. So anyways, we're excited to be back. I'm your girl, Sue Fearless, and so much has been happening. We're about to dig deep into every single thing that has been going on because we have a lot of great things to share.
A lot.
But, well, first and foremost, I just want to say I miss my sister Gigi. I wish you were here. But she is with my nephew, and he's getting big, so I understand. But she will be back soon. But also, I want to introduce a very special guest that I have here, which is so crazy because this same time last year, she made a cameo, okay, on the Fearless Show. Mm-hmm. So this is like our year anniversary right now. So I'm so excited to introduce my girl, Sloane Sophisticate, straight from Colorado Springs.
Happy to be here.
Yes, I'm so excited. And today we're going to do something a little different. Today we're going to do something a little different. So I am actually going to be in the hot seat, okay? And I'm going to throw it over to Sloane.
So, since you're in the hot seat, you just got back from a really hot spot, Dubai.
I did.
How did that go?
Oh my God, Dubai was so incredible. And, you know, thank you for having this conversation with me today because I think that this project is very important to talk about. Mm-hmm. First and foremost, shout out to my business partner, Excel. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this project. This is definitely his baby, you know, and I'm so honored that he brought me on and trusted me with his vision. Mm-hmm. And for the majority part of 2024, we were out and we were visiting multiple cities. We were talking about the project. And, you know, it was just a great experience getting to know him, getting to know how to work with him, and also meeting so many amazing people that we met in this multi-city tour that we did. So shout out to all the cities that we have visited, every single person that we worked with. Thank you so much for also believing in this vision. All the artists that performed, all the entrepreneurs that came out. It was just incredible. And then leading to Dubai was just amazing. I mean, the anxiety and overwhelmness was definitely there, definitely kicked in. However, this is a part of entrepreneurship. This is a part of business. You have to still put on your business hat, even when you're feeling overwhelmed and full of anxiety, and just perform to the best ability that you can. And I think that every single person that came out there did just that under the circumstances. And, you know, shout out to our artist, Bina Love, who we represent through Fearless International Agency, who came out there with us and killed it. Like every single thing she did. We were able to get her a TV appearance in Dubai. We were able to get her on Dubai Eye, which is a radio station in Dubai. She also did a live stream at the Barco studio. Shout out to Sean Barco for that, and just so many things. She also got to sit on a business panel that I did, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but just killed it, you know? And shout out to every single other person that came out with us on this trip and also believed in just the fun that they were gonna have, you know, because Dubai has so much to offer and so many fun things to do. So the fact that they trusted us and trusted our travel community to come out there was like really important and really special for us. And also, I'm giving so many shout outs, but you know, everyone's important. Also shout out to Maestro from St. Louis who came out there. He freaking killed it. Like he plays the keys, he raps, he's like just multi-talented. And we shut down, I also didn't mention, we shut down the Versace Palace.
Nice.
Shout out to Dante Kennedy for hooking that up. Like literally shut it down. Like everyone was on their feet the entire night. And where we had the concert at is called Q's Lounge, which is owned by Quincy Jones. Okay? So the fact that we were like in a place that was legendary and it was full of music that night, everyone was on their feet. I was crying tears. Like,
Love it.
I just felt like this was our baby. And a few people called my business partner and I their parents. Like, me and Excel were the parents. And I was just like overwhelmed with joy. Because it takes a lot, you know, to put any project together, especially this project to the magnitude that it was, where, again, we're taking so many people with us, like on the other side of the world, you know, so that was incredible.
Right. You mentioned your business partners.
Yes.
So this is Global VIP and Fearless International. Tell us a bit about what that means.
Yeah. So Invite Only Global VIP is the parent company. So that company was established to be a company that, again, brings artists, creatives, entrepreneurs, adventure seekers, people who are coming for entertainment, luxury travel especially. So those are the tiers. Actually, let me break them down so that you guys all understand. So we have a luxury tier, a luxury pillar, entertainment pillar, which is for the artists and entertainers. Then we have the business pillar. And then we have the adventure pillar, which is the excursions and all of that fun stuff that you can add to it, to your trip. So when you are purchasing your package, you're looking into what exactly do you want to do when you visit these countries, because we're not only going to Dubai, by the way. So you pick what you want to do when you're in that country. So if you're a person that's like, I'm an adventure seeker, I just want to do everything that's adventurous, there's a package for you, et cetera, et cetera. You're always going to get luxury VIP service, no matter what pillar you choose, okay? So pick up service from the airport, pick up and drop off from all of the activities we're doing, etc. But to continue to explain Invite Only Global VIP, that's what it is. That's what the 4 pillars are. And last year they went and they had a great time. They took a ton of people over there too who had an exciting time. And then, you know, we figured last year, you know, my business partner was like, he had artists that went. So he's like, how can we represent these artists even more and have like a separate identity and entity for them. Right. So then that's when Fearless International Agency came about. So Fearless International Agency represents the artists and entertainers that come out and travel with us, right? Perfect. So through Fearless International Agency, we're able to help them expand their portfolio. We're able to help them understand the business side of things. So understanding their NIL, which is their name, image, and likeness, right? So normally when people talk about NIL, they know about it from sports, right? A lot of ball players, things like that. They get endorsement deals. So we want artists and entertainers to also understand that they can leverage the same thing. They don't just only need to focus on signing to a record label and that's how they make their money. Yes, they can sign to a record label, but also think about your brand and your image, right? You are also an identity alone, right? So that's what we help them facilitate. We help them get potential sponsorships. We help them get potential residencies in these countries. You know, we're working on something great for Vina out in Dubai. So that's what we focus on. So that's what Invite Only Global VIP and Fearless International Agency stands for.
I love it. I love that you mentioned that if you're an active person, then you have all of these activities. Are you active or do you like to relax by the pool?
So I'm everything, which I had to digress on this trip because it wasn't about me.
Right.
You know, so although we all wanted to, you know, be in the safari and ride our ATVs, you know, into desert heaven and ride the camels and, you know, do all of those amazing things. I got lucky because I got to visit Dubai in January just for leisure. So I got to do all of that. So I got lucky. But yeah, I'm a person that likes everything. So that's why I appreciate a company like this that provides all of those pillars and opportunities, because there are a lot of us who are multifaceted and like to do all these crazy fun things and enjoy luxury. So, you know, if I was to put it in order, I would say luxury comes first for me because pick up my luggage and pick me up and scoop me onto my ride and take me to my hotel, I am all for that. I think that when we travel, it's important to enjoy luxury because in our everyday life is ghetto. You know, we are dragging ourselves everywhere. We are walking, you know, we live in New York. So we're either driving and stuck in traffic or we're getting on the train with a ton of people or, you know, we're dealing with all these things. So when you travel and you spend your money, you want to be treated like royalty. And what better place than Dubai to be treated like royalty?
Yes, and life is lifing for everyone right now. So it's nice to be able to like kick your feet up and not have to worry about little details because it's already taken care of.
Bingo.
So that's
Bingo.
dope.
Yes.
During your time over there in Dubai, do you feel like you accomplished what you went out there for during this last time, your goals that you guys had set?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to take it back to when I visited in January, I had such an amazing time with some of my best friends. But I'm not going to lie, I immediately saw the potential out there without even meeting my business partner yet. I immediately saw it. So I came back and
You did.
I feel like I manifested it. And my business partner always makes fun of me because I always use that word, but it's true. So I feel like I manifested it because I was like, I am going back and I'm going back for business. And I'm going to bring my daughter.
Yes.
Because she would love this luxury experience. And I did just that. So I feel very lucky and very grateful that I had the opportunity to do that. But yes, while there, we accomplished every single thing. And again, it wasn't about me. It was about the project. It was about everything we set out to do because we wanted to make sure that every single conversation we had with everyone out there, every relationship we were building out there, we cultivated it, you know, and we had such a short period of time. So it was a lot. But again, in the stressful, overwhelming times, that's when you build the greatest things, right?
Yes.
Pressure makes diamonds, as they say,
Yes.
right? So I think that's exactly what we got in return after everything was said and done. It was a lot of pressure during the time, but I feel like what we got was gems and diamonds and everything you can think of.
You guys did that out there. I saw
did.
your stories
Yes.
and everything. You guys handled it.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I'll tell you a quick funny story too. So I got there a day before, and this is how just like life works sometimes. Like the devil's a liar and tries to throw you like a wrench into what you're doing. So I get there a day before. Long story short, I like literally sprained both of my feet. Thank God it wasn't my ankles, but it was both of my feet. And they were like extremely swollen like this, okay? That the next day I had to call a doctor. They had to like put a shot and some pain stuff, relieving stuff on me and things like that. But I bring that up because even though that happened, I was still dead focused on what our goals were. And I was not going to let any sprain, any nothing, you know, stop me from completing my part that I committed to and promised that I would deliver, you know. And I think that that's how we should look at life when we run into any challenges. You know, it's like challenges will come. It's how you handle them. You know?
would have never known from your stories. It's just like y'all were doing it out there. You would have never known that you had that incident happen.
Yeah.
You handled it. Speaking of being busy and handling business, you're also in TV production right now.
Oh my God.
Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, I'm so excited about that. Like shout out to BronxNet first and foremost for
sure.
you know, housing us. And also for believing in something I brought to them, that I brought to the table. You know, I really appreciate that because I know that out of left field, I was like, I have a show to bring you guys. Like, come on, let's do this. But it's an incredible show with incredible people, just like every other show on BronxNet, you know, but these women are incredible. I look up to them. So many women look up to them and all the things they've brought, you know, to the industry, to the culture. But yeah, so I am production assistant for Trigger Warning, which the hosts are Titi Torres, who runs Hot 97. Shout out to Titi. And also Kim Osorio, who we all know is media maven, journalist, also TV production, you know, love and hip hop, all of those things. Also was the, I'm losing my train of thought. She was the... for the source. I'm forgetting her exact title. I don't want to butcher it. The writer.
Sure.
I'm sorry, Kim. But
Editor-in-chief?
Editor-in-chief.
Okay.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you. Editor-in-chief. And I'm actually proud of myself because this is the first time I'm talking off my dome. So Editor-in-chief, Kim, I got you. But she was the Editor-in-chief at The Source, you know, and her story is amazing to me because, you know, without diving into it, because that's her story to share, but I appreciate how she stood up for women in what she went through. And, you know, all of y'all know I'm all about women empowerment. So, you know, I really respect what they're both doing in the industry, and it's just an honor to be behind the scenes and working on such an incredible show. So. So.
I love it.
Yeah,
How do you
more to come.
How do you juggle all of this? So mommy,
How do I
TV
juggle?
production, Fearless International. Like you have like 50 titles.
Well, that's a good question. When you are doing things that you really love, the juggle is easy. You
Very
become a
true.
master. You're like, oh, wait, I don't want this to drop.
Right.
Because I love this too. I don't want this to drop because I love this too, right? So when you're juggling things that you love, it becomes easier. But it is difficult. It is because we only have but so many hours in a day. We only have but so many days in a week. But I think for me, what works the best is having a planner, having a schedule. I write every single thing down. Like you can tell me something right now that's important to me that I have to do, and it'll stay on this side of my brain until we're done, and I'll run to my phone and I'll put it in my
And
notes.
write it down.
So
That helps.
that works for me. I need a checklist. If I don't have a checklist to check off, I feel like I'm lost in space. So that works for me. But again, I think it's figuring out what your passion and your purposes are. And I think that helps you to learn how to handle and juggle things. Because when you are stuck in a situation that does not bring you joy, that's when things become difficult. So I think that, yeah, just loving the things that you do definitely is what helps with the balance. But it's not easy. It's not easy. I have to sleep, eat, wake up every day, 24 hours, and think about all of the things that I'm working on. But entrepreneurship is, I think, a gift because although we're working on so many things, I got to go to Dubai.
Yes.
Had I been, and this is not to take away from anyone who has a 9-to-5 job or anything like that, because your 9-to-5 job may be what you love. So it's not to take away from that. But me, I've always had like other dreams. Like I want to travel. I want to this. We've talked about this for years.
Yes.
Okay. I remember there was a time where I was, still stuck in the corporate world, which I appreciate. I'm grateful for. But I went through a lot, in my corporate career. But I remember us talking and us just trying to figure out how these people are like living in these different cities, different countries, and they're working and they're running their businesses, and then the pandemic hit. And I was able to figure some of that out.
Yes.
I was able to figure some of that out. So I was like, okay, this is it for me. Like now I need to go full force on what these ideas are and how I can bring them to fruition. Because also the hard part of entrepreneurship as well, in addition to juggling your time is, because you don't have a set schedule with entrepreneurship, but another difficult thing is how are you able to make money off the things that you love?
That's the most important part.
It's the most important part,
most
but it
important
is the
part.
most difficult part because some of these things that we have are creative passions that sometimes it takes time for us to deliver. Not all of us are selling a product and things like that, so it's difficult, right? And not to say that selling a product is not difficult. That is difficult as well, because then you need a whole shop and you need, manufacturing and a warehouse to house your things, But it's so that's the part. It's trying to figure out how to turn your passion into a monetary, into monetary profit, right? Because of course we all want to say we are nonprofit entrepreneurs because we give back to our community, but we need to get back too because we have families.
Exactly. You have to
We
make
have
a
families.
living.
You
Either
have to
way.
make a living.
It just
Yeah.
is how it is.
Yeah. So, it's been quite a journey, and I just want to put this out there, and I just want to tell you guys, if you take anything from this conversation, I just want to tell you that it gets greater later. Okay,
Sure does.
so just keep that in mind, because it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter what phase you are in life. No time should stop you from doing the things that you want to accomplish. When the time is right, you'll have that moment to start accomplishing your dreams and goals.
Speaking of dreams and goals, you are doing public speaking, and you wanted to do public speaking internationally. So have you slipped that into your super busy schedule of the many hats that you wear? Have you added that one?
Absolutely. I think even this, that's why I'm grateful for like Bronxnet, the Matrix Studios. Shout out to DWI. I think putting myself in these spaces where I get to speak my mind has helped me with public speaking. Because when we started the show, we needed liquid courage. We needed everything. But I think continuously putting myself in these spaces and conquering my fear of public speaking, because it's ironic, I always wanted to be a public speaker, but I was always afraid because I was kind of shy, I was introverted. But putting myself in these spaces definitely helped. And every single time that I've gotten, booked for a speaking engagement, I always get nervous and I always get stressed, but I always make sure that, I try to do the best that I can and prepare.
You can't tell.
Thank you. And prepare, prepare, literally, like for everything you're doing in life, you have to prepare. So I got to do a business seminar while I was in Dubai. So that was amazing. So that was a little bit of public speaking internationally, which is what I've wanted to accomplish for a long time. And it was we had an amazing panel, shout out to Zay Brown, shout out to Elijah Long, shout out to Sean Barco, shout out to Vina Love, who were sitting on the panel. And we talked about the opportunities of expanding your business in Dubai and internationally, period, but specifically we focused on Dubai. And they talked about how to invest in real estate and how you don't get charged any taxes in Dubai. Things that people don't know, right? We talked about how easy it is, if you're respectful of the culture, to just move to Dubai, because they're very welcoming and accepting of expats, which is what they call the foreigners that move there. So and also Elijah Young, shout out to him, because he just launched a movie that he filmed in Abu Dhabi. So even how to bring like the film industry to the UAE, just music, Sean Barco, building his production studio compounds, like just how do you bring all those are all people that were not born there.
Right.
Okay. So, and they're so happy and they feel so welcomed and accepted and not judged, and they're all thriving in their respective fields. So bringing that panel and being able to have that conversation was so important to me, because again, for me, and that's because I'm a serial entrepreneur, I feel like in life, and this is what I've learned also from reading so many books, billionaires and millionaires, they don't just have one source of income. Okay, they have 7 streams of income or more. So even if you're an artist and you're established, you can still invest in real estate.
Yeah.
Internationally or nationally, right? But you can still invest in real estate. You can expand your portfolio that way. You can start looking into the film industry. You can look into production, even though you're an artist, like all of those things. So I wanted to bring that conversation to just expand people's minds so they can start thinking outside the box.
Right. And also an important point is you don't have to do it all alone. Like, these millionaires and billionaires are not doing this by themselves. They're not doing all of these streams of incomes. They have teams, they delegate, they figure out who knows more than I do about this, and then they hire that person. You may not be able to hire someone immediately, but once you do your research and you're able to maybe ask for mentorship or anything, like, don't feel like you have to do all of these things alone, and because then it feels burdensome and it doesn't feel like a passion anymore. So don't feel like you have to do it by yourself. You can.
I love that you said that, because one of my favorite phrases is, your mentor has a mentor. Mm-hmm. Okay?
For sure.
I have a mentor, my mentor has a mentor, and so on and so forth. And that's the beauty of Invite Only Global VIP and Fearless International Agency, is that we've built that community. So that people can come to us and we can help people in whichever area we have our expertise in, right? Because Excel and I both have expertise in different areas, but we cover all areas as a unit, right? So they can come to us and ask us the questions that they need. And if we can't find the answers to them, we'll connect them with the people we're connecting with already internationally, So that we're building a hub and a community and an ecosystem, as Excel calls it.
Love it.
And I think it's the most wonderful thing because of that. This is where you can find mentorship. This is when you can figure out some things if you've been stuck, if you didn't have the information. It's literally free to access through us. Just come and join us.
Love it. That's perfect. That's perfect. I love that.
So I just want to thank you because we only have a couple minutes left, but I just want to thank you for taking the time and sitting here with me today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I'm loving this growth
Thank
from
you.
you and confidence, and like, you're someone to look up to.
Thank you.
You're someone to look up to. Like, this whole time you're speaking, I'm like, my girl is doing her thing. I love it in all areas. Like,
Thank you.
it's something to go after and to be proud of.
Yeah.
And I love that for you.
Thank you.
I love that for you so much. Like you said, you said you wanted to do these things, and you're doing them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, commitment is important to me. Commitment is important to me. Like, my word means a lot. So if I say I'm going to do something, I try to go through fully.
Yes.
I try to see the whole thing through. And that's something I always tell my business partner. I'm like, it doesn't matter what bumps we go through, I'm going to see this project fully through. And we did, and I'm so proud of us, but thank you for that. And I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of all of us, and men and women, but especially women, because we go through so many challenges.
For sure.
We're raising families. It's not easy to take a risk and bet on yourself. It's not easy to take a risk and bet on yourself. So, I'm proud of all of us. I just want to say, all of us women, I'm proud of all of us.
Yes.
Everything that you guys see, everything people are doing, even like when you get on social media and stuff like that, like, I don't want you to feel defeated. I don't want you to feel like, like people are advanced, because that's not how that works. Like, for me, remember I told you this, it gets greater later. Like, for me, I had to raise my children first before I was able to take a leap of faith and step out and because this is time consuming.
Yes.
I have to leave my children, a lot of times. So I just want you to know that there's not an age limit to things. Just make sure you're always thinking about your future and your goals and mapping out your life. So when the time is right, you strike.
You're ready.
Okay?
Yes.
You strike. And that is what I've been doing.
Yes.
And I am relentless with pursuing my passions and being happy and positive. Yeah, so I'm going to close out by saying that I shifted my mindset, and that was the most important thing I've ever did in my life. And that happened to me maybe like 7 or 8 years ago. I'm going to say like 7 years ago, because it wasn't that long ago. But once I shifted my mindset, everything changed for me. Like, you have to know, and you have to feel, and you have to think that the things you love and enjoy and your goals, that you can accomplish them. So shift your mindset, y'all. But thank you, everybody, for watching Sit Fearlessly. Thank you, Angel. I love you so much.
Love you
I
too.
love you. And make sure y'all check out Sloane Sophisticate, okay? Very soon, y'all gonna see all the amazing things that this woman is up to, all right? Thank y'all.